Welcome back. Today we're going to look at the movie Doubt. And just quick, hello all the new subscribers. I saw a big bump just recently. Thank you very much for subscribing and watching. So let's get right into Doubt. I wanted to talk about a different movie, technically, but as I came home a couple days ago, I don't know, last week? Time flies. My oldest son was watching Doubt. So I came home and I walked into the sequence. I didn't put my bag down, I didn't take off my jacket, I just stood there and started watching it and was just absolutely mesmerized by all the performances. It's such a powerful movie. It's a hard movie to watch. The topic is difficult, but it's such a good movie. And I kept watching and watching and watching. And technically, it's not about just a certain small shot that I want to show you. The whole movie is so good, performance-wise, you should just watch the whole thing. But there was a little moment that I thought was so cool. And again, this is in the middle of everything being so good. But I thought this is one special moment that could be neat. And again, it's something that I could take and apply to animation, something that maybe could be a small little moment in your performance that makes it stand out. This whole sequence is so good, but I want to fast forward through this. And it takes us into another spot where she goes to her office and she's being confronted with the character from Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Now come in.
A third party would be required.
Yeah, what was Donald's mother doing here?
We were having a chat.
About what?
A third party would truly be
No,
required.
sister, no third party. Me and you are due for a talk. You have to stop this campaign against me.
As they are in the office, the confrontation gets very heated. They both have an immense back and forth, a power struggle. They both want to be right. They both want to get their point across. And both actors go through these peaks and valleys of performances where they explode and they get quiet again, a bit more intense and less intense. It's fascinating to watch. And there's this moment where it looks like he has an argument where she starts to understand, where she lets her guard down. And you're wondering, is this the moment where they are going to see eye to eye?
Have you never done anything wrong?
I have.
A mortal sin.
Yes.
And?
I confessed it, Father.
And whatever I have done, I have left in the healing hands of my confessor. As have you. We are the same.
And he makes the mistake of comparing himself to her, where he thinks they are equal. We are the same. And at that moment, you can see how she goes, wait a minute. No, you are a monster. You are nothing like me. And the reason why I picked that one shot is because of her eye performance. I know this is a very small detail. And again, this whole movie is fantastic and all the performances are great. But this one moment I thought was so cool because she's looking at him. And as he says, we're both the same, she has this moment of, wait, no. And then she starts looking up and down. And to me, it felt like they were connecting as humans. They were comparing themselves, or he was comparing himself as a human being, just like her. They are the same. And now she has that switch where she goes, no, you are not the same. You are a monster. I hate you. And you turn from being a human to being an object. And you can see how she looks up and down. And it just becomes this thing that she's looking at. It's not a human anymore. There's no connection anymore. And I thought this was so cool. And this could be something that you could do in your animation where it's not about a crazy long performance that would last minutes. It's just this one moment where eyes are connecting and they're shifting between eyes. And you can see this in the previous scene where she's so intense. Her eyes go back and forth. And there's this moment where she goes, nope, and looks down. And this could be something you can, I wouldn't say easily achieve. I'm not saying it's easy to animate, but I think it could be a very interesting and very powerful moment and very contrasting moment in your animation where you can do whatever performance you want to do. And if you have this moment of quiet where the characters stare and then go, no, and then look up and down and then they just disengage, it could be a really, really powerful moment in your animation. And again, it comes down to contrast. So make sure that you don't have constant big performances or also constant small performances. You want some peaks and valleys, you want contrast. And to me, it's always great when you can look into a character's eye and see the thought process and see the thinking and see the shift where they go from whatever emotion to another. Like a classic example is a gear change as an assignment, but this could be one of those moments where the gear change is subtle. Like you can see the wheels turning in the head and the character making suddenly a new thought, there's a new thought process, and there's a new change in emotion, there's a new change of looking at things or looking at a human being at this point where they remove themselves or they think that, no, I'm disengaging, this is not a human anymore, this is all different. And it's just, to me, it was a really, really cool moment in that shot where it's just very clear that she thinks that way. At least to me. This is all very subjective, I could be totally wrong, but this is how I interpret the scene, and this is what I want to take out of that scene and potentially use in a shot of mine in the future. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same, if you disagree, if you feel like, no, I see the scene a bit differently, or if you have any other moments in this movie that you thought were great. Thank you for watching till the end. As always, like and subscribe and hit that bell button if you want to get all the daily upload notifications. And that's it. See you until next time.